Battleholics, welcome back. We are back. No supercut, real, no AI, free range, organic, blackface, not really. It doesn't come off. This is Danny Jolles, everybody. One of my favorite comedians, one of your favorite comedians. The Late Late Show, The Tonight Show, Colbert, Fallon, what's the other guy? Carson. You've done them all.
Yeah, I mean, that was an intro where the first one was wrong, and I said, but then I said, oh, he's doing it as a bit, because I was for a while like, it hurts when people say the wrong credits, but it's like, how rude do you want to be?
But that's usually what it is, because we're in this myth now that medium is kind of dying, but it's also still fun if you like actually get on any of them.
Yes, I think that they still. I have yelled because I've been trying to get on. Fallon's the only one doing it still, and I've been trying to get on because I still think it's like a dope thing to do.
It is, man. It is. It's kind of what I've heard DiCaprio say this about. Like, you still do get the jitters of just like, I can't believe we're allowed to do this. I can't believe they pay us to do this.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
So like, and that's like the last institution for us now.
Completely, because this, while very fun, love doing podcasts. It does feel like we're just in our friend's guest room. You know?
Yeah.
It almost feels like we're just in his guest room.
Shout out our producer's guest room that he's doubled into his
like it's
business.
versus like, when I'm like on a show and I'm like, oh, there's all these lights and stuff. This is cool.
Yeah, in a real soundstage and studio, right? Yeah, not in your friend's house, like it's Wayne's World. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at me, I'm talking to a bunch of trolls. But no, those are real 60-year-olds.
And then people are like, more people view that podcast than any movie in the past. And you're like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing then.
Right, because they didn't pay a ticket to go like physically outside to go in that place. And like, no, it's just, I'm just scrolling and I saw it. So all of a sudden, that's just a better thing. Yes. That doesn't make any sense. There's no. Anyway, outstanding comic. How long have you been doing this thing? The stand-up thing?
13 years.
Yeah. You did a couple, you did some CW stuff, you done some acting. Great actor. Are you a musical theater grad?
I was, because I did it in high school. College, I go to NYU for theater. They were like, do you want to go the musical theater route? And I was like, I don't think I got the dancing.
But you got the singing. So you've got the chops.
Singing's okay. My singing's good enough that I can do character. Ooh. I don't think I could be like, I can't do like the straight up lead in a musical. Okay. I just don't got the voice.
I won't make you hum a few bars.
But I could do Josh Gad, Book of Mormon. Okay. Probably. I could like hang in there. Yeah. Particularly when I was really singing. But I didn't go that route. So I kind of pulled off. But then Crazy X, we had to sing and dance. Yeah. But I was of the weaker of the cast.
What do you mean, like just vocally?
Vocally, dance-wise. I would say in almost every way, except comedically.
What's wrong with the dancing? Is it the hips? Is it the rhythm? I mean, because with comedy, there's rhythm. You know what I mean? You nailed that. So, like, what is it about the dancing that fucks you up?
Because it's so precise. Musical theater dancing is very precise. Which we're not,
It's
right?
like the waltz? Yeah.
But no, like, think about comedy. It's like I could say a joke 10 ways and it's going to be the same words, but I'll mix up the exact way. But musical theater dancing, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's like, and if you're off by just like a little bit, it's like, okay, you can literally see the playback and it's like, so you're off.
And you can't say give it up to the troops to save yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey guys, how fun is it? Give it up for yourselves. You're not allowed to say that.
This guy's got 2 left feet. Right.
What do you guys do for work? Right. So I say that a lot.
Well, this is what we do here. I bring in my favorite joke writers, my favorite comedians. At this point, we break down jokes. This is a joke writing contest, joke writer showcase, the roast battle. I know you've never done one. It is a little scary.
That's not correct, sir.
Oh, you've done one.
That's not correct. Very early in roast battle.
Jolles, you did.
I did it very early.
That's crazy. You did.
And I did it one time. I won. I said, that's the end of that for me. But I did do it once.
It takes crazy ball. I actually couldn't believe you did it. I was terrified you doing it because I was like, I can't see this guy. And then I did
won. Okay, but I won though. I did win, and I said I'm glad I did it because I did feel like I think it's important as a comic to never be like I don't do this.
Right.
I think that's very dumb and disrespectful.
Yeah, Brian Moses. Oh, go ahead, please. Yeah.
This is how, have you never? But you, please, you get
those
off 1,000.
Those who can't roast toast. You know,
Please. The last show we did, I thought you were so impressive.
Thank you. But no, it's terrifying because you have to think about somebody and you can't be selfish. And, you know, that's what we're in this for.
It's so written.
Yeah,
it's so written, like, and in such like a finite way. There's no way to really practice it. Like you can do the open mic. I did like the open mic. Like this is what he looks like.
No. This is all home runs. This is all dunks. You're not practicing that. This is Allen Iverson's favorite thing. We don't practice. This is all games. All games.
Not practice. I'm about practice here. So I did it once though, and then I said, "That's not for me."
Yeah.
But I said, "I'll judge and be around it all
Please.
the time because I love it. I do think it's great. I just it's not. It wasn't my speed, but I did win, and I was proud of that.
Yeah, it's a daredevil act. I don't know why you would do that. Why would you just put the armor on and just go in there like, just chop my neck off. Let's see what it's like. See what the community thinks about me.
Hey, let's see what everybody's saying about me behind my back.
And that's why we do it.
What are people saying about my race or religion? What are people saying about it behind closed doors?
Yeah, you got to stop being a Muslim, bro. I don't know what that's about with you. All right. With that nose, Mason Bird versus Russell Morton. This is number 7, Danny. This is all the way in Austin. Have you been to Austin?
I have been to Austin, doing Still Standing Fest in November, and did Creek in the Cave last year. And I've done the Austin experience.
Well, the Austin experience is the Creek in the Cave. That is their home arena.
Let's go.
Number 7 in the world, Austin, Russell Morton, Mason Bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question before we watch it? So sorry. How many roast battles happen a week?
Wow. I would say we're weekly. And then you've got, everybody else does about once or twice a month.
Okay.
So you're probably going to
How many cities are we up to?
We have 16 in the Roast Battle League, the Premier League, and then you've got the W, which is the Development League, and that has about another 8 teams. Then we've got another 16 coming in next year, so we're gonna have a whole just NCAA thing going on.
Let's fucking go!
I know. Let's get to this battle. Number 7, it's Austin.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Mason's sister is black.
Gross.
Yeah, she wasn't born that way. No, their parents painted her like that in hopes that Mason might like her more if he thought she was made of chocolate. That's the best. Didn't work out. It's kind of racist, so I don't know.
She does not taste like chocolate, even though she looks chocolate. More like menthol cigarettes.
And margarine. That's a lot.
No, give it up for the villain of every dirt bike movie ever. Russell keeps handlebars in his bedroom so his girlfriend can peg him even harder. Hey, Russell, what does BMX stand for? Buy me Xanax?
Yeah, he's just salty because he has to ride a 4-wheeler everywhere he goes. Even in Walmart, that's crazy. I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, his basket is extra large though. It's wild. I don't know what to do about it. Yeah, Mason is great. I don't know if you guys know this. Mason used to be 300 pounds. Now he's 150. I don't even weigh 150. Yeah, he still can't see his penis. It's crazy. It's if Mason was black, he would still have the same issue. I don't know how to fix it.
I don't get that.
Come on, Russ.
150.
Russell told me he was a concierge, but really I think he's just a hamster that turns into a human every full moon. No, seriously, like as a concierge, Russell works really hard to get people in and out of the hotel. He does the same thing every night with his butt.
Mason is a golden ticket winner, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing. That's come on, give him a round of applause. That's pretty awesome.
No, kill Tony, ref.
It's not his first though. Last time he got a golden ticket, he got stuck in a chocolate tube. So, more like him, folks.
Oh no, I'm successful. Oh jeez. I think the mullet is a cry for help. A mullet's usually business in the front, party in the back. But with Russell, it's more like victim in the front, pedophile in the back.
The mullet.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just salty because the only time he hears nice hair is when he goes to an Asian restaurant. Oh, nice hair is your order. Oh, nice hair is another order. Oh, nice hair is another order. It's like, oh, not nice. Here's the paycheck. Oh, fuck.
They love me there. They love me at the buffet. They know me well.
They're so mad. They're like, we're losing so much money on this motherfucker.
Shout out, John.
Putting our small Asian family out of business.
Well,
all our kids work here. It's not gonna go well.
They need to go back to their country, you know.
That's Austin.
Get him, Austin. There it is.
Russell looks like a lesbian if he was illustrated by Dr. Seuss. Hey, Russell, illustrated means draw. No, but you might have seen him in your favorites like Morton, Here's a Vibrator, How the Grinch Stole the Rainbow, and Oh, the Places You'll Go, San Francisco, Rainy Street, Scott Fillmore's Apartment.
I don't know if you guys know, Mason's dad died of alcoholism. Yeah. Mason's dad realized very early on it was cheaper to buy the alcohol to kill himself than to feed his eating habit. That's about,
Jesus.
Guys, my dad would love that joke.
Only he can hear me now over the screams of hell.
Yeah, my dad died when he was 50, but Russell's dad is 81 and has never owned a house. Imagine being old enough to buy black people but never being able to afford a house. That's great.
That's not even true. My dad built a cabin with his own hands, the same way he builds all of his sandwiches. From the ground up, at least 2 towers. At least. You fucking stacking cheese and meats.
All right, not worth it. Give it up for Russell.
Yeah, give it up for Mason Bird and Russell Morton. Both virgins, never been on the podcast this season. 1-0 there for Mason Bird. 0-1 from Russell Morton. Austin, that kind of gave us everything that Austin is. I say this every time we do Austin, but that one was kind of the epitome, especially Russell Morton's set. He tossed in some race stuff for no reason. He did some kind of ambiguous Asian accent at one point.
Oh, yeah.
He actually had a semblance of a well-layered joke, and then he had like a good riffed joke, and then it was just back to like blatant racism slurs and whatever it is, just buzzword heavy. But I really did like that. I think they both had this Austin has a charm about it. Doesn't really matter. I know they're doing the thing you're not supposed to do, like, you know, when you get into stand up and you go into like the regular city like LA or New York, like, hey, don't punch down. Austin's like, listen, man, if you don't punch down, you probably can't stay in this city. But I appreciate when there's guys who are actually attempting a semblance of a joke, and I think we got that in there, especially with Mason. Mason was just kind of knocking it out of the park. Even like he was even playing with some of that Austin buzzword shit, even though he's kind of doing it, I would say, ironically. Not so much satirizing, but just doing it ironically, just kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Austin's gonna Austin. The issue with Austin, for the record, amongst comics, isn't that they're punching down. You're allowed to punch down. We all have moments where we punch down. Also, what's down and up is debatable. I've many times heard people be like, don't punch down this group. And I'm like, there's people in this group who are way higher up than people in this group. I mean, like, punch
talking about the Jews, aren't you?
Yeah, well, you know, because sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. You know, that is where you see us. But it's just so hacky at a certain point down there.
There
it is. It's hacky when you, like that Asian accent. It isn't that I'm like, don't do an Asian accent. I'm like, that's hacky. That's just that I hear that accent and I go, Oh, you're hacky.
Yeah.
That's hacky. You're hacky.
And every comic hates that the hackney method, which is just doing something that's been done to death, is what we call it, right? It's a city in somewhere in Europe. I want to say England. That's what they take it from. The whole hack. Look it up. Look what hackney means. But hack, we all hate, especially when you come in because you don't want to do something that's been done to death. You want to feel like you have some sort of original thought or a semblance of that where you're doing the craft and you're raising the bar of the craft. You don't want to be a hack.
And we
all that to say this though, it's not to say that hack doesn't work.
Well, listen, hack works. That's why it's hack.
Right.
That's why. That's the issue. The issue with hack is it's the easiest thing to fall into because you go, all right, what's just working? And the harder thing and the thing like I always say is I'm like, look at what other comics are doing and try to do something different versus sometimes, and not everyone in Austin. I saw some great comics when I was in Austin.
Well, you wanted the Still Standing Fest, and that's kind of like the guys who were there before.
I've done, when I was at Creek, I did Mothership. Like when I was at Mothership, like I saw some really great shit. Yeah. And I saw a lot of the word retard. And I was like, guys, it's not that I don't care. Say the word if you want. It sounds hacky when I just heard the guy before you do it, and the guy before you, and the guy before you, and also Shane Gillis exists.
Right.
So what are we doing?
He's like, you guys are taking away my thing.
Yeah. It's like Shane really gave that word like a new juice because it wasn't hacky when he started doing it. He really brought that word back, and then now it's tough. Now that said, this battle, I thought great. Yeah. I thought particularly Mason's the bigger guy.
Yeah, Mason. Yeah, the bird. Yeah,
spectacular. Really, really good. And I thought that was really good. Really, really.
It was fun though. I mean, like break it down. They're like, what you didn't like about Russell Morton? What did you like about Mason Burr? What you didn't like about Mason? I mean, obviously we said
Russell
the hacky thing.
Russell had the nervous laugh, and the nervous laugh is a classic. Like you can't do the nervous laugh when things miss. You got to just hang in that pocket.
It's tough.
And he did the like, haha, and then like he kept trying to tag versus. One, Mason, specific. The more specific you are in the roast battle, the more I think you're in good shape. The more you're just like general fat, we've heard it. I can't even imagine how many general fat jokes you've heard. I've heard enough.
Yeah.
Versus when you get into like the mullet and the concierge. Like once he brought up the concierge, I was like, I've never heard a concierge joke.
I mean, he was flexing so hard at one point, Mason Bird. He was just like, illustrate means draw. I mean, like just even calling him an idiot real quick by not calling him an idiot.
Throw it away. Oh. Throw away. I love a throwaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he had some great, it was all specific. And like, no, listen to the concierge joke end with you're gay. Sure. But it's still, but I liked the specificity. And then you call him gay. Because at the end of the day, with roast battle, you do have to insult them in some direction at the end. So
it is a backhanded compliment at the end of the day.
Yeah. Right? So I think I thought he did a great job, man.
Yeah, and I'll say this as a comic with a little bit of melanin. I'm glad that they're using that R word that's in the front instead of the one that's hard in the back, right? Because if they stop like, all right, well, we'll just use another one, right?
How often do you get one of these where that's being thrown around?
Oh, the N word?
Yeah.
You know, every once in a blue moon. Yeah. Every once in a blue moon, there's somebody who wants to get bold. I'll get some DMs. It's just like, why can't we get it? And then like literally, it's almost like they're manifesting it. And then I'll have a Russian woman just be like, we say it in my country all the time. I'm just like, oh, it's because you guys still. Yeah,
surely someone's told you since you got here that we don't love it here.
Yeah. It's also like, how are you not deported? She's like, because I keep saying the N-word.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the one thing that stops ICE.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're one of us. Cool.
Join the team. All right, let's go to Barcelona. I told you these things are all over the world.
Barcelona?
Yeah. They are leading in the International West right now. The number one points getter. They're like New York, but over there.
And the International West is extremely competitive.
It actually is. I hate to tell you, but it actually is. Scotland, who is a perennial playoff contender, is in the International West, and they right now are ahead of them. They're having an outstanding year. They have like 3 people who could be MVP of the league right now in Barcelona. Wow. Yeah. 2 ladies, 1 dude. But actually, Alice is in this battle. Let's introduce you to Barcelona here, Mr. Danny Jolles. This is Porter Grubbs versus Alice Russo. Alice's 5th time on the podcast. This is Porter's 2nd. Let's go to Barcelona.
Battle. Let's roast! All right. Give it up for the Great Barrier Queef. Alice has inspired a lot of Australian landmarks. For one, Catherine Gorge. Gorge is short for "Stop indulging yourself in those fucking meatballs, you fat lard." Catherine Gorge is the second largest canyon in Australia after Alice's vagina. So many men have fallen in. They had to install guardrails.
You know she's Australian now, see? I know something about her.
Porter Grubbs, everyone. This is the second time I've roasted Porter, but the facts remain the same. Porter still looks like a horse. Not the kind of horse that you ride into battle, but the main character in a furry porn adaptation of My Little Pony.
Ooh. Silky.
Mic spin.
Give it up for Alice and Berghain. Alice has the Alice has the figure of a little teapot. Short, stout, and all emptied out. Yeah, she refers to her tits as her mammary glands, but up close they're really more like mammary glands.
Oh, Porter like that one.
Quit on his own joke midway. Oh, did he like her? He quit on it?
That's Porter.
Porter
Like he
is
liked his
gay
own.
and non-binary, which is weird coming from someone who looks like they could ovulate at any moment. Porter looks like they could produce breast milk that would raise a man from the dead.
Yeah, it's got like a note of vanilla, but anyways, we can try it out later. Give it up for Countess Chocula. Alice owns a lot of books, but she hasn't read any of them. The last thing she read was her Miranda rights when she got arrested. That was back when she was illegally trafficking potion ingredients across the Pacific. Yeah.
I say second quit.
She sells them wholesale in Gratia. A great discount on the Dick of the Roo right now. Commit to the bit, guys. You got to commit.
Tough to go clever.
Yeah, it is.
Porter grew up poor in Alabama, where mothers would pay $1 so their kids could ride Porter at the petting zoo. For only 50 cents more, the fathers got to ride him behind the barn after a shift.
Well, it was free for some of them, but anyways. I'm not that picky, you know. Okay. Thank you, Dorothy, if she crash landed at Ozzy Osbourne's house.
Not attractive.
Alice's mother died when she was just a teenager. So now, instead, she has two dads. She has her biological dad, and then she has her chosen daddy, 17 years her senior. And really, the question is, it's a chicken or the egg. You know, like, which died first, her mother or her dignity?
In addition to a bunch of other gay shit, Porter's...
For real.
Few people know that Porter is a musician, actually. They play in a classic rock tribute band called ZZ Bottom.
ZZ Verse. There's like 3 gays in the audience, I guess, that got that one. Okay. Alice actually served as a field nurse back in the Great Emu War. She served on the side of her cousins, the emus. Back home, she's actually known as the Australian bushfire because she's so effective as transmitting syphilis.
I don't know, man. You look like you have to trim your X chromosome every month. Porter's doing a diploma in creative writing at Oxford University. And Porter's favorite piece that they wrote was a semi-autobiographical narrative about meeting his stepsister and becoming close for the first time. Or as they call it in Alabama, my first fuck.
Get up for these guys! Great battle.
Number 6, topping Austin, Barcelona, Porter Grubbs, second time. Alice Russo, she's an MVP candidate. Listen, I love an expat who escapes to a country where that's their fetish, and that's where they want to die in. So shout out Porter for escaping Alabama, and a lot of oppression probably out there for who they are. Outside of that, you know, the niche gay humor, I understand, because obviously, we play a lot in West Hollywood, right? Obviously.
Perused.
Right. I'm saying you understand it because, obviously this is where all the clubs are.
Absolutely.
So I
also do musical theater too.
I was going to say, yeah, it's also like every time you see like and I don't mean to generalize, but I'm going to right now just because it's for the sake of the podcast. Every time you see a newish comic from the LGBTQIA community always come in, they have this thing where they think whatever they're coming from the community, everybody's going to get and they know and they love, right? Mm-hmm. So I heard a lot of cleverness, but not a lot of strong punches. There's a comic who you're a friend of, I'm a friend of, Matthew Broussard says this of clever will never win in these kinds of arenas. And honestly, they never work with specials either. You can do an aside, like you like a throwaway, do an aside for clever, but don't make it your main thing because it's never going to hit that well unless you're going for a long walk and that punch is so strong, it's undeniable. But man, if you're going to go niche and like build a world and then you're taking a long walk and then we got to get to a point where I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, come on. The ZZ verse thing, that's a great thing to throw away. And I'm glad that wasn't your main thing. That was a riff. But that's an example of use it as a riff or an aside. That can't be your long walk to like, well, I don't know what Porter Bush is saying. You know what I mean? Because then I want to fuck your pronouns up after that. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, clever as a special, we could literally say my career has been drastically hurt by my commitment to that. So yes, 100% true. Do not be clever with your specials. That said,
come on, man.
what I will say is this: I thought this was a good one. Yeah. I think she is clearly an absolute monster.
Yeah. Like she like throws her asides almost like jabs like a boxer would, you know what I mean? She's like, okay, all right,
Also so short. I mean, hers are so tight. But I will say the beauty of roast battle. If I were to tell somebody the gorgeousness of roast battle in one moment, it's somebody telling a joke about somebody's being gay and hitting with a very harsh "you get fucked because you're gay" joke while using the correct pronouns in that same sentence. It is like there's a level of respect shown and then like an attack that I was like, that is, to me, it was a moment that I was like, that's peak roast battle.
Yes. Alice has been doing that all season, by the way. Like there's another lady named Shalaka Karup who like invented styles. I feel like Alice is kind of doing that same thing too, where like she'll throw like, you'll get stabbed somewhere and you're like, wait, did somebody hit me in the liver yesterday? Yeah. And you don't even know because it's like she's got these like real deep layers. She's got real deep cuts. And I thought that was, I love it that you said that because you notice it, but you don't notice till you're like, did she say, whoa. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
But then also like respectful pronoun. It's like, nice. Nice.
Gave him a carrot too.
Okay, the carrot was great.
As the backup,
and I felt like the crowd didn't appreciate it, but I was like, that's just a quick, nice moment.
I set this up earlier already. Yeah. It's just like it's showing all of your work.
We've established the horse thing. Mm-hmm. They're a horse. We got it. But then,
if you didn't know,
they're a horse. But then to throw out the carrot, I thought was great. Yeah. Great stuff.
And you love that they're friends because that always gives good chemistry. That you didn't feel any animosity towards either of them, except completely. That just that Porter may be an animal. That's all you really got from that as far as animosity is concerned. But let's get into number 5. Getting a call right now from Montebello, California. I don't know what that's happening. It could be a creditor. Let's see. Number 5, Bay Area. Number 1 in the West right now in the U.S. West. I hate that. But this is Subas Sharma. 212 says, oh, welcome back, Subas. I haven't seen this guy in a whole season. This is his debut on the podcast. when we only have literally 4 podcasts left. Thanks, Subas, for waiting this long. And then Tattoo Charlie. Yes, that's his name. Tattoo Charlie.
And which one of them is Tattoo Charlie?
We're going to find out. Let's get to this. Let's go to the Bay. Let's roast.
First off, I want to say I'm glad you were able to make it. I know you got caught up in that Charlie Kirk shit earlier this week, so I'm glad you could be here. So I want to tell Josh, thank you for the opportunity, for letting me battle the go to Sacramento. Subas is not great at anything. He's just old as fuck. So I'm glad I can battle you before you die.
I like that one. Are you done? You know, folks, my friend Charlie is a foot goat. Tonight, I'm going to shoot hella load in his throat. Next time, he's going to change his name from Tattoo Charlie to Tattoo Charlie Clark. I'm sorry, brother, in the head. What do you got, brother?
Are you done? You done? All right, Subas, if you're here, who's at the bar right now telling girls way too young for them? Oh, it's like that?
Yo, what?
He's nervous.
And Subas is from Nepal, which is per capita they got the lowest IQ, right? The dumbest country.
Yeah.
Which is probably why, obviously, which is probably why nobody's invaded them, because nobody wants to pick on the retarded kid. But I'm gonna catch a hate crime tonight because I don't give a fuck.
You already got 3 jokes on me. Okay, let me talk now. Right?
All right, go.
You know, folks, my brother Charlie, he went to prison 12 years for robbing a bank. All right? True story. Right?
True story.
True story, all right?
This is wild.
Let me finish. When he was in the prison, they used to draw what do you call the titties on his back, and then fuck in his asshole, so that they pretend like he was a girl. Right? You know, folks, he's a nasty woman. Go back to prison. What do you got, brother?
And when Subas goes down on his wife, it looks like 2 hairy pussies scissoring. Take it up.
Give it up, man.
No. Doesn't Subas look like he would send you back to the future on a magic carpet? Magic carpet's also what he calls his wife's pussy.
I like that one. Charlie was born here. Hell of a family, all right? In San Jose, all right? Oh. His dad was so fucking poor, he could not afford the condom. That's how he was born. Right? It's a fucking mistake, all right? He, you know, folks, he's a worthless piece of cum.
Alright, so Subas makes dumbass comedy skits online. He's trying to be impractical jokers, but this dumbass can't even spell. He's more like illiterate joker.
You know, folks, my friend Charlie is hella brown.
Yes, so are you.
Like a Charlie Brown. He's like a Charlie Brown. And his dick is so fucking small. Right? Every time he pees on his nuts. Like a Charlie Brown peanut. Fucking dick.
Pull it out right now. Pull it out right now.
All right, everybody, one more time. Tattoo Charlie, Subas, Sharma.
I'm not going to call that the number 5 battle in the country this week. We get to these points sometimes in this show, and it's only been recently, and the commenters know why. But I don't. Yeah, I don't watch these battles. I like to come in, kind of fresh, and I want to, kind of be shocked, and I want to react in real time to the jokes and break them down. With usually I'm with a committee member who's seen it. In the past it was our commissioner, but now we got a couple new guys in here, kind of running this thing, and they want to be at the top of the league, and that's insane that you would put that number 5. After watching those 2 battles, and I gotta say, number 7 right now, it seems like it's the best I've seen.
Number 7's been the most competitive, strongest jokes yet.
Like Russell, he had 1.5 decent jokes. Alice kind of and Porter, they both had like really good chemistry, and
I thought that was a good.
I would see that. This was crazy. This was actually fucking crazy. Are you kidding me, Josh? Are you really? First of all, you can't understand half of what Subas is saying. And then at the end, I don't even know if that was the 4th joke, but one of the jokes he says, pissing on somebody's nuts. That's like every dad has said that in front of their son, if you have a dad or not. Like, that's crazy you put that there. If I could even... By the way, shout out Tattoo Charlie. That may be his first battle. I don't know where he's at, actually. But that was great. I mean, like, you formed some jokes. You were a little nervous. You got through it, You and Subas were doing the dance, so I can see the chemistry there. But, bro, this is a joke writing contest, and that was 2 guys who were just trying to get jokes out. Like, you guys were clapping because Subas could just get sentences in full English out. Like, that's not what this fucking show is. And that's insulting. You would put this motherfucker here. So thank you. But I'm not giving you points. That's crazy. And you guys are still ahead of LA. And you keep doing this, by the way. Like, what the fuck? God damn it. Anyway, go ahead. Please break this down for me.
Well, now I'm less angry than you, but yeah. I am. But I'm also, I don't run the league. And so, but yeah, I mean, I think that I think it's a hard battle because the joke was not necessarily the jokes.
Right.
The joke became the chemistry / like just weirdness. Mm-hmm. And in that sense, it was like interesting because it's like Subas is his name?
Yeah, Subas. Yeah.
Subas, I mean, just the flute that's never played alone is such a odd situation.
It is funny
that like you are captivated by him, and he's got the like, are you done? And like these very like, yes, it's like he is captivating. But I do think the joke, it's like almost a joke on a joke where it's like, we're not actually doing a roast battle as much as we're like joking about a roast battle in that these 2 are. Right. It's like, it just became a little joke on a joke to me.
Yeah, a little hat on the hat. It's almost like we're not laughing with them, we're laughing at them. And it's like you at one point you're rooting for them to just hopefully land a joke. And like after watching 2 battles where like we understand what a roast battle is, like that's crazy to put training wheels back on it. Of like going, man, I really hope they get this. And like we shouldn't be at this point. Like what the fuck? Anyway, let's go to Denver. I know this is gonna be good because I know Liv, I know they're good, and Addie, I hope they're good as well. This is Addie's first appearance on the podcast, and Liv, third appearance, hasn't lost at all. They haven't lost at all. Let's go back to Denver. Let's roll.
Oh, wait a second. If you're trans and I'm trans, who's crashing the plane? The cool thing about roasting Addie is that no matter who loses, the whole place is getting shot up afterwards.
Shut out the left.
So that's why you wanted me to bring my firearm. Liv's Instagram handle is nervoustbh. The TBH actually stands for tiny baby hands.
That's not correct. It's kind of a gauche to reveal someone's dead name, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Pre-transition, Addie was actually known as Daddy. And then when she transitioned, she just cut off the D.
See that, San Francisco? They're doing your fucking humor. Sorry.
Does look like he transitioned from typhoid Mary to HIV Mark. Put up for Indiana Jones. Like Indiana, but instead of a D, it's just a giant clit.
Mean.
Addie's a tall lady, very gentle exterior, sundresses, cardigans, that kind of thing. You look like when things get heated up at book club, you're the only one who's like literally dunking on the other ladies.
I'm sick.
Liv is from Mississippi, home of the very first teddy bear. Fun fact, teddy bears make up 2/3 of Liv's polycules.
Okay, well that's rude, first off. Second, I wish. Come on. Addie recently had facial feminization surgery. Okay, Addie's got to be the first person to just show the doctor a picture of a woman who says Target. When she came out of surgery, the first thing she did was ask to speak to the manager of the hospital.
Live, laugh, love. Liv is like Gaza. He's having his C's cut off.
Addie's had bottom surgery. Okay, Addie's had bottom surgery, but I don't need to tell you guys that because you can look at her and tell that she's a fake cunt.
Lots of plastic. If you need a cat sitter, you can actually call Liv. But honestly, I don't think that's a great idea with how he's treated his own pussy.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that was Denver number 4. Abrupt stop. We don't get this a lot. Yeah, trans lady, trans man. That dude looks like a lady. A lot of fun with that one. Liv hasn't lost all season. Why they're one of the best. Addie debuting in Denver. That was a lot of fun, actually. It was a semblance of a roast battle. It feels like a roast battle. I would walk into WeHo and be like, oh yeah, look, there's a man and a woman fighting again. Like you can't even escape it. It just seems like genetics at this point.
It was. I mean, that's how often does that happen?
We get it more in LA, I would say, and I know New York has their own LGBTQIA plus roast battle out there. Shout out those get the flamethrowers, and they do it a lot too. So it's fine. It's like the bigger cities that are more
because it's cool
accepting, like do that. Yeah,
because
inclusive.
it's cool. It's a cool challenge of a battle, right? Because you're kind of the obvious jokes are kind of taken away because
there's no phobia on either side.
There's no phobia on either side, and it's like so accepted. The thing you would, if you were to roast somebody, be like, well, they gotta go after this. It's like, but then they sort of did do kind of the basic jokes about it, despite that. But I did think it was really fun, and fun. And I did enjoy watching it, and I'm just absolutely terrified to touch a pronoun.
We can't touch that actually. I mean, that was a lady and there was a man, so we're good. We're kind of covered. There was no non-binary in there, so don't fuck that up.
I definitely heard of they at least once.
I mean, let's hope. I mean, I think we're just tossing them all in there like pronoun salad. Just
I support, but I'm just gonna say their names.
There we go. Addie and Liv.
Addie and Liv, but both like great. I mean, like I really did enjoy it. I just think it was so interesting because it was such a unique problem of a roast battle of you both have such a similar experience.
You both have been there.
Yeah. Well said.
I mean, like, and I thought I would hear more about that of just like, well, do you ever do this? Well, do you ever do this?
Right.
And you didn't really hear that. It was
really
just like
behind the curtain.
Right, but you didn't get to really see that.
Yeah.
But it was fun. You got to hear a little bit of a like the old school WNBA joke, like, oh, you're just a tall bitch kind of a thing, or now you're just like, a man with a big, that kind of a thing. So it was, you hear those surface level things you hear a lot in these types of battles.
Right.
But it was fun. I mean, fake cunt I've never heard. I thought that was great. Just cut off the D. That was fun.
Cut off the D I thought was the best joke.
Yeah, that's probably the best joke. Yeah, the wordplay of it all and just like the that was good. But ultimately, number 7, you've knocked it out of the park. We haven't actually found a battle better than yours, but that was fun to go to Denver and see something a little different. Even though Liv Carter is probably the MVP of Denver. I mean, he's been knocking shit out of the park, 4-0, undefeated. Denver just kind of got back into the mix, and every time that Liv battles, I feel like he's on the podcast. So shout out Denver, Liv Carter, Addie, Lynn. Thank you guys for that. Number 4. Now let's go to Toronto. One of my favorite battlers in the league, Will Kristiansen. I'm always excited to see this cat. He looks like Giancarlo Sorsay, but he isn't. But he writes jokes like him, but he's a little more sinister. From Toronto, which usually polite, but who would have thunk it? So number 4, his 4th appearance on the podcast. Number 3 on the podcast today. This is Will versus Lily. Let's roast.
Lily here is quite frumpy. I don't know if you noticed frumpy. As in she's fat and she's grumpy about it. She looks like Grimace transitioned into a forest elf. She looks like someone stepped on a Sour Patch Kid, She has a body like a Christopher Nolan movie. Decent from top to bottom, but pretty bloated in the middle.
Great.
Okay, Abraham Twinkin. Will looks like the only hydration he gets is from being spit on. He used to get pissed on, but now he can't afford it anymore.
Hey Lily, I'm loving the makeup. It's looking really, really good. Maybe you should try eating it and then you'd be pretty on the inside too. She looks like a model from the 60s that got left in the sun for too long. Marilyn Monroe over here.
Will is a conspiracy theorist who's also inbred. So even his birth was an inside job.
Lily has a brother who was given up for adoption as a baby. Lily, on the other hand, had to wait until adulthood to realize that she wasn't wanted.
Coming from the Amish forward center forward. I don't know basketball, never mind, I take it back. Will grew up religious, tall, and skinny, In the school passion play, they made him play the cross. Too bad he never got nailed it.
Lily is as autistic as she is slutty, so every train run on her is on time.
All right, slender man, more like the ugly, tall, stinky, poor man. Never mind, and I take it back. Everything that doesn't work, I actually take back. And, Will has the body of an anorexic and the teeth of a bulimic. He also has the hairline of someone with leukemia. And it was because of tall, stinky, poor man.
Lily here, she actually got a breast reduction. Hey Lily, if you wanted to be flat so bad, you should have just taped your ass to your chest. Some girls have an ass that won't quit. Lily has an ass that was forced to retire. Lily's ass is so flat, no wonder half of Saskatchewan's pitched a tent in it. You know what I mean?
Coin noises. Everyone who roasts Will says he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, which I just don't find to be true. Will has never eaten as much protein as Jeffrey Dahmer. He's also banned from all the gay clubs.
That's what I'm talking about. The number 3 battle in the world being the number 3 battle in the world. Toronto, Will Kristiansen, Lily Langlen.
Was that Lily's first? How many times?
Dude, that was her first. That was her. Yeah, she's a virgin on this. She's obviously done this before, or I don't know what the fuck, but this happens a lot in Toronto specifically. Tia Percy, Sarah Ashby, Amanda Studio, now Lily Langlen. They all just come out with their first battles, and you're like, who are these people?
She's great.
My God, dude. It was flowing. It was rolling. I mean, like nothing hurt her. Anything that did, she was in the moment. I mean, that just felt like a stand-up set more than just like a roast battle. That was fun.
Totally. Like you felt a little bit of like, oh, I don't know if she's done before because she was doing what I would do, which is like call stuff out and like, oh, that missed. But it's like, you can't do that in roast battle. You gotta just hang in the pocket. I've noticed over time, but like, she was great. And he's obviously very good, but it seemed like he was established. She's for like, yeah, I was like, okay. She was out to the early lead.
Dude, that's the dance partner you want, I think. Especially like for a guy like Will, where he's just gonna attack all your weaknesses. Like when I watch Will Kristiansen and everything he attacks, he takes everything that you know you're good at and he's just gonna put it into a box and just like fucking beat the shit out of it. He's really, really good at that. Yeah. This though, it was like, it didn't matter what he said. Like, as good as his jokes were, I was still rooting for her the whole time. I'm just like, what is she gonna say about him now? And like I never get like that with roast battle. I was really excited to see that, and that happened a couple weeks ago with Tia Percy and Sebastian Fazio also, where Sebastian's more established and he's just a joke writing machine, and then Tia comes out of nowhere with just like really, really, really hard punchlines, almost like Alice Russo of just like, no, you're stuck sometimes and you're still getting stuck.
Yes. She, and I couldn't tell also if it's a little bit of you being like, oh wow, it's almost like an underdog where you're like, ooh, the underdog's hanging in there, like let's go. But like she really hung in there and was great. And like I forget the first couple jokes what they were, but they were. I remember just thinking like, oh, that's a really clever joke, right? Whereas like, and it was a good joke, but like the eat makeup so you're pretty on the inside. Oh, I've heard that.
So good though.
So many times though.
Really? Oh, it's a hack.
I've heard that. I've heard that outside a roast battle.
That's pissing on your nuts. That is your
nuts.
Wow.
But then he had so many. I was like, wow. But she had a couple of her early ones. I was like, I've just never even heard that take before.
Yeah.
Like that was really great. Both. And I think that he ended up probably winning. I'm assuming.
Yeah, he won.
He did. But like a battle.
A great battle.
A great battle where both, in a great roast battle, both are elevated from the battle.
Thank you. And it's arbitrary who wins at that point.
Yes.
You're just like, it's almost like the show Chopped we equated to. It's just like, at least meals were made and we got to know these people, and ultimately it doesn't matter who won. Somebody wins. Yeah. We get it. It's a competition, but it's also like, as long as they're memorable, that's really what wins.
Oh, I mean, and particularly if she's newer, it's like, you're going to be in some, I imagine she's going to have about 75 people waiting. Do you want to roast battle me?
Yeah.
Do you want to roast battle me now?
I mean, so fun. Lily Langlen and Will Kristiansen. Thank you guys. Number 3 out of Toronto. Let's go to New York. A blind battler versus maybe, I don't know, maybe not a blind battler. We're going to find out. Brandon Rabadeau, 0-1 in this thing, versus Brandon Lott, who's undefeated. Brandon's second time on the podcast. Obviously, Brian's first. Let's go to New York. Let's roast.
Brandon is a blind heroin addict whose wife cheated on him. And somehow, his comedy career is still the saddest thing about him.
Nice. Shit. All right. As I'm sure we can all smell, Brian is from New Jersey.
He's blind. Stronger senses.
He used to live in Brooklyn. Then he came out as gay, fell in love with a Puerto Rican man, and thought a better place for my interracial gay relationship would be Newark.
Brandon told me he lived in a black neighborhood. But with his eyes, every neighborhood is a black neighborhood.
That's a fact. Preparing for this battle, Brian sent me like a list of things to make fun of him about. And at the top was like, I'm gay, but I'm a top. And a few ones down, it was like, my boyfriend's a Puerto Rican guy who works on Broadway, but I'm a top. And it's like, I get it, bro. You're out and proud, but still a little insecure that you're just not man enough to take a dick in the ass.
Blind fury.
So when Brandon went blind, he couldn't watch porn anymore. His only porn left was hearing his wife getting railed in their living room.
It's cheaper.
Almost as good. Oh my God. So Brian here is balding and has a beer gut. Like he looks less like an out and proud gay man and more like a middle-aged alcoholic divorcee. My man, my culture is not your costume.
Brandon introduced me to his seeing eye dog, which I thought was a really mean thing to call his sister.
Nice. Shit, man. So, this next one's a bit of a dad joke, because Brian's dad is dead, and this is a joke about it. His dad died of COVID. He was unvaccinated. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. It wasn't like he was out storming the Capitol. But he is in heaven now with thousands of other unvaccinated storming the pearly gates.
I sent Brandon a text before the show, but he never got back to me, and he left me on Braille.
Shit. Yeah, at first Brian was uncomfortable about me telling a dad joke, dude. But I was like, look, man, how can you be a gay and a comedian and not be able to take a dick or a joke?
That's New York, man. Number 2 in the world, Brandon Lott. 2-0, Blind Fury Brandon Lott versus newcomer Brian Rabadeau. That was fun, man. Probably not as strong as Chemistry Rise number 7. I got to be honest. Austin, you've kind of knocked out of the park, and nobody's kind of really matched your bar you guys set. But that was a fun battle. Brandon Lott, blind.
I thought Toronto came close.
Toronto came very close.
Yeah.
Very, very close. I mean, honestly, they probably might have surpassed it, actually.
Yeah. Like those, but those are the two. Those are the two.
Yeah. And this was pretty good. Brandon Lott is becoming slowly becoming one of my favorite battlers because I don't know what he's going to say. He's just got really, really, really good timing. Obviously, it's all you can really think about is the jokes. Nothing else to do because, when you have that kind of disability. But outside of that, and then Brian, it was a physical disability versus a social disability with a gay man versus a blind man.
I don't think we're calling gay a social disability.
Is it not? I mean, as a person with a social disability, I get it. I'm black. Yeah.
I thought this was. I thought both were great. Obviously, like this is like the opposite. This is like the opposite of the
the Denver battle.
Like the Denver, all right, where it's like, all right, we have two very different things now, and like we're really sitting on opposite sides. And I thought they both had really good moments. Both had really good moments. Both had great jokes. I think the Brandon's the blind guy.
Yeah,
Brandon was I imagine one, but they both had like good good, solid moments.
It felt like, Brian, because this was his first battle. I mean, his first experience on the podcast. I don't know if it's his first battle, but it felt like, he's reading off the phone a little bit, probably a little nervous going against a guy who's established like Brandon. Brandon's right up next to him, I don't think he wants to be seen as a bully and punching down. You want to be likable, right?
Of course.
So I think his first, I thought he had a good set of going into it. I thought that first one, leaving him on Braille to end it is a great way to set it up. I thought there was no fluff with Brian. At least like that set, I think reading on paper would have been like, okay, these are all good.
Yeah.
For the most part. Maybe he might have flubbed one or two because he's a little nervous. And then Brandon also had to kind of roll in a little bit going into the middle of the battle.
Yes. So. I think the building momentum move is like good, but that was a strong battle.
But let's go to number one.
Keep it on.
Number two was New York. We had fun there. But let's go to number one. This is part of that Tokyo Rose Fest that I was hoping to be a part of. Didn't get to it, but I heard so many great things about it. And Paige Wesley on her...
This is in Tokyo?
This is in Tokyo. We have roast battles in Tokyo. Yeah, this is their 4th annual Tokyo Roast Fest. They love roast battle and roasting so much, they have a whole cultural festival about it.
Wow.
I know, man. It's pretty sweet. And we had their number one battler versus our number one battler, but this is the Bay Area zone. Paige Wesley, 7th appearance on the podcast this year. She might be MVP versus 3rd appearance, Miss Yuki Nivez. Gotta get it right. Yuki versus Paige. This is Tokyo. I've heard a lot about this battle. I'm excited to see it. Let's roast.
Battle. Paige Wesley, Yuki Nivez. Let's roast!
I'll make this quick. Yuki's got to get back to whispering behind me in a 7-Eleven. Yuki smokes so much, her lungs can say the N-word.
Yeah, give me nicotine, give her morphine. JJ was so excited about this battle. He was like, this is a perfect match because you guys are the complete opposite. Paige is bubbly and charming, and Yuki is quiet and reserved. You guys are like yin and yang. And Paige said, what? Chin-chan-chan?
Look, nutrition doesn't go to the ears, okay? Like, I can eat all I want. Yuki actually told me she was a bad student, which I thought was wild, because her grades were fine. She just couldn't pronounce higher learning.
Paige is Italian and Irish descent. That's why she eats pasta for dinner and potatoes for dessert. And with her Catholic guilt, she should be doing more confessions. But for her, it's just more confections.
Look, I don't know if you guys know how hard it is to get down on your knees and then back up from your knees. Also, don't threaten me with a good time. Potatoes for breakfast, let's go. It's true, I'm fat. But Yuki thinks I'm even fatter because she's just seen me in widescreen. A lot of people online think Yuki's videos are AI. It's not because of her robotic delivery. It's because her pussy is pixelated.
You can check later if you can bend that low.
I cannot.
Paige flies first class. Usually people fly first class because they can afford it. Paige flies first class because it's the same price as buying 3 economy seats.
I call it the super saver. They give you 3 times as many peanuts, you guys. Perfect for elephants. Give it up for A-Cup Demon Hunter. You You might recognize Yuki from those big titty mouse pads. Yuki has anime bangs. It's like she went to the salon and was like, give me the, oh.
Yeah, my breasts are high fashions. Yours are high cholesterol. Paige was asking for tattoo shop recommendations, which is weird when her Texan husband can just brand her for free.
Then just roll me out to pasture. As I mentioned, Yuki is a heavy smoker. And I'm actually really worried that someday she's going to end up with a hole in her neck that's going around. And a voice box that's just going to make her sound the same.
Jealous I have a neck?
And twice the chin.
Paige Wesley is a comedian who's only known for roast battles. With her stand-up, she keeps bombing, but unlike her country 80 years ago, she doesn't stop when her audience surrenders.
Outstanding joke.
Kindest joke about America in years.
Yeah, the number one battle in the world is Paige Wesley with her fourth number one battle this season. Her seventh appearance on the podcast. She's tied with James Regal, and she has 52 points, dominating the points category. So right now, categorically, Paige has kind of got a triple crown going for the MVP race. This is her last season. It's been a hell of a season, Miss Paige Wesley.
Why
But
is
before
it her last season?
it might be. I mean, like you just kind of heard what Yuki was saying. She's, she wants to focus more on stand-up and writing, and becoming more established outside of the Rose Battle community. Even though she's a legend in this community, so she hangs it up. This was the season. I mean, like this is the walk-off. I mean, if you knock it out this season, Paige, I mean, like nobody will miss you. Obviously, we'll see you in the judges' corner, but yeah, if you're retiring, this has been a hell of a season, and thank you so much for everything you've meant and done for the roast battle. But this season in particular, thank you so much. You have you've elevated the game. All right, so let's get into the standings. There's some really, really upset about because what the fuck, Josh. Bay Area's ahead, very, very far now in the West at 133.5. Los Angeles, I don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. We're just not submitting the good battles. We got a lot going on. We'll talk about that later. Austin, welcome back to the countdown. You might have the best battle of this show. We won't talk about it, but we'll talk about it internally. But shout out Austin.
Debatable.
Denver came in also. So everybody in the U.S. West showed up this week, except for Los Angeles. I don't know where the fuck we were. U.S. East, shout out New York. No Cleveland this year, breaking that streak. Cleveland's been kind of a tear the last 2 months. They didn't show up this week, but whatever. Atlanta, thank you guys for showing up last week. I miss you guys. I didn't get to talk about you, but you guys came back to the podcast finally last week. Now, let's go international. You don't know any of this stuff, right? So we've got these 8 clubs internationally that are outstanding. You got Barcelona, Tokyo, Manchester, Scotland, Toronto, London, Vancouver, Sydney. Tokyo won the whole thing last year. Manchester's been kind of an upstart, right? Almost kind of like the Las Vegas Knights. Their first season was outstanding. This season was even greater. They were ahead for a solid, probably going into 13 weeks, like ahead. And this week, because Tokyo's number one battle, they finally overtook Manchester and now lead the International East. And Barcelona and Scotland are kind of leading the way over there international altogether. So right now, if you're looking at your playoffs, it's Bay Area, New York, Barcelona, Tokyo, leading all the divisions. Your U.S. wildcard, it's us in Los Angeles, and Scotland with the top 2. We also have a regional qualifier for the top 8 battlers outside of the division winners and wildcard winners that win, and then relegated to the WRBL, our development league here. Looking at Sydney, Vancouver, Toronto, Atlanta, and Denver all kind of battling, but really it's just a battle between Vancouver and Sydney. Vancouver was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, so I'm not really worried about them too much. Sydney! I got a call with Kirsty Carr later to figure out what's going on with Sydney, but I don't want to lose Sydney, but it looks like we're going to the WRBL.
We're going to Sydney this upcoming year.
We'll help them out, Danny.
Yeah, I'll Sydney, if you want someone to not battle, but judge, I will be there.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk a little bit, man. What's going on with you? How's the career going? I know you want to ask some questions. Get to it. What's going on, Danny?
I was just so curious about the way the league is put together that I just was like, I want to know, because it's amazing how big it's gotten since I was there when it first started.
Oh yeah, 13 years ago. You were a baby. You were but a boy.
Yeah. It was less than 13 years.
You're right. 12.
No, that was it really?
2013. Yeah, 12 years ago. Jeez, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, because it was right when I moved to LA. Mm-hmm. You guys were like starting to really like
bubble up a little bit,
making little bubbles.
Yeah, July 2013, I think we started. Yeah, so 12 years ago.
But yeah, as far as it's like it's crazy that there's now leagues and things and people are this and it's someone's retiring.
Yeah, people are retiring. we have a Hall of Flame, so we have we raise people's microphones up to the rafters, kind of a thing, and yeah. Ultimately, man, I mean, because it's getting so big, it's going to be hard to kind of keep a Premier League and a WRBL. We have to just like UFC this thing or NCAA Super Conference this thing or just, maybe start our own fucking comedy club and just kind of just have everybody just come there. I don't know. We're figuring it out.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, your own comedy club seems crazy. But I do think having like I feel like if you got like a ton of sponsors and you brought everybody to one place for like a big thing.
Dude.
You could do it.
Like a UFC Fight Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Battle Island?
Yeah.
Battle Mania?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Look at this.
All right, Nike, call me.
Nike. Are you kidding me? You don't want to be associated with the most offensive things all together in one place?
Again, there's a lot of disabilities happening here, but everybody's welcome. You can be blind. You can be a woman. You can be anything in this.
You can. That said, Nike, I do see why it's potentially going to be hard to get brands. As I said this, I was like, this might be tough to get brands, but not impossible.
No, because we represent everything. Look
there's always a Liquid Death or Dr. Squatch running around who are like the chill companies.
Look how big this thing is. It covers so many markets. And then look at everybody we just saw. We didn't see any black people. Sorry. Not even judging, by the way. Crazy. But there's so many things this touches. We made the joke. I mean, it's the most inclusive show that I think Jeff Ross's cousin Ed says this. Who's a big friend of mine. He says this is the most woke unwoke show in the history of comedy, because it is.
I think that's very true. I think that's very real. Again, the insults while using proper pronouns. To me, it's like there's a level of respect and stuff like that, and also people are coming at each other. It's brutal out there.
I'm saying, I'm gonna respect you when I call you, that homophobic slur or that racial slur, or I drop that N word or R word on you.
Meant with love.
There it is. All right, we went a little over. My bad, Chan. I'm getting out of here. I love you guys. See you next week.